A memorial is growing at the site of a fatal taxi accident in Victoria that's claimed the life of a Somali immigrant. Mohammed Sharif Abdi died at the scene. He was driving the cab when it crashed into a pole at Gorge Road and Bridge Street early Friday morning. He had 3 passengers, all in their 20s, in the car at the time. 2 were taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries. The third, who was wearing a seatbelt, was less seriously injured. Abdi was 44 years old and the father of 2 young children. He worked for the company for 10 years. Police say it appears the taxi hit the pole at full speed and there were no indications the driver hit the brakes or swerved to avoid anything. They continue to investigate what led up to the crash.
A Victoria taxi driver has been killed after slamming his cab into a pole early this morning. 2 of his passengers are in critical condition. A third escaped with less serious injuries. CTV's Yvonne Raymond joins us live with more. Yvonne?
Andrew, CTV News has learned the driver's name was Mohammed Abdi. People who identified themselves as family say they were with him when he had his last meal. That was at a local mosque just an hour before the crash. What sent a cab careening into a pole at this Victoria intersection is a mystery.
A very unusual circumstances, single vehicle, no skid marks. Vehicle simply went off the road and into a pole, which doesn't usually happen.
The crash at Gorge Road and Garbali killed a father of 2. He has been identified by family as Mohammed Abdi. He moved here from Somalia and has 2 children under the age of 10. This morning, many of Abdi's fellow drivers were too upset to talk.
From what I hear from the other drivers, they're really very shook up. I feel really terribly sad, and I will be missing him when coming into the office.
Abdi had picked up 3 men in their 20s at the corner of Johnson and Douglas. They were all taken to hospital after the crash, 2 in life-threatening condition.
Our initial indications were that the person with the non-life-threatening injuries was wearing a seatbelt, and that the others probably were not. Seatbelts do save lives, and as long as you're 16 years of age or over, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're buckled up.
A tragic morning that has investigators piecing together clues.
All taxis in BC are required to have running video cameras in their cabs, so we have custody of the taxi right now, and we're downloading the video from that to see if there was something that was occurring inside the cab of that vehicle that might have contributed to this.
And a crash that's being felt in the cab community.
It just kind of makes you think, as a cab driver myself, this could have happened to me or a Bluebird guy or any cab company in Victoria. And, it just kind of makes you think that, that one fare can end it all.
Yellow Cab says Abdi was with the company for 10 years and he was driving a newer vehicle. The company expects to rally support for his wife and children in some way, but plans are still being worked out. Andrew.
Okay, Yvonne, thank you.